Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Connor Taylor, also known as C7. I am the owner of Mystesports, and today we bring you a special video. It's called Storytime with Mystesports. We're actually hoping to do these like once a week, maybe, if we have the chance to. But yeah, so this week's going to be Storytime with Mystesports, and basically we're going to be doing the history of Mystesports, basically how Mystesports came about. I'm going to pass it over to that guy up there, Andrew. He is also the other owner of Mystesports, along with Gage, the also other owner of Mystesports. So I'm going to start the story off with Andrew because it basically started off with Andrew. Take it away.
Yeah. All right. Well, basically, the whole way it came about is I started playing in Modern Warfare 2, and then was kind of playing competitive off and on all the way up to Modern Warfare 3, where I actually met a guy. His name's Insomnia, or Cody Jordan is his actual name. And then I basically was playing with him all the way up until the beginning of Ghosts. And we started playing. We just started playing GBs. We started, making a team. At that time, it was called Zero Tolerance, which was, I know, an awesome name for a team. And then I kind of was working a lot, so I kind of had to dip out a little bit, not really play as much. And that happened kind of in the beginning of Black Ops 2, and all the way up till like the middle of Ghosts. And so when I wasn't playing, he was telling me about he'd be texting me, like asking when I'd be getting on or whatever. And he actually told me about a new kid they picked up, which is Connor, which I don't know where he is in the video. But yeah, and then so I started playing kind of right after that because my work slowed down because it's pretty seasonal. And then we just started playing together, all of us, and we kind of had, at first, Connor and I were the only people that were actually in Myst currently playing. We had two other guys, and then we kind of just slowly started picking up more people. And Connor, tell us your story, where it began.
So, from that when Andrew's talking about, I started playing competitive Call of Duty at the start of Ghost. Like I've had zero knowledge of competitive until the start of Ghost, and I basically started playing. I started playing North American servers to start off with, even though I'm from Scotland, which is kind of weird. Connection was never really an issue for me, and I started playing NA servers, and I met this guy called Insomnia and Quack Kitten. The other guy's name is. Quack Kitten's one of the best guys I've ever played with. He taught me how to basically play competitive, and he's still to this day is like the best player I've ever played with. Sorry, Andrew, but he's really good.
I played with him. He's a boss.
Honestly, and he actually said I was one of the best players he's ever played with.
Even though I was his duo.
What?
Even though I was his duo, that
I
dick.
know. What a guy, Quack Kitten. So yeah, I started playing with him, and he basically showed me the ropes, how to do everything. And from then I met Andrew and Kindred Gaming, as it was called. And so I joined Kindred Gaming, and we picked up really good players, we picked up some bad players, picked up some really good players. And it was a bit of, how would you call it? It was kind of, some players were doing really bad and some players were really, really good. And then we had a problem with the owner of Kindred, and then all the good players from Kindred left to join this team Myst, where it is now. And that was me, Andrew, John, and Dustin. So from that we formed Mystesports, and we started playing like really, really, really well. We started playing against really big teams. We started beating really big GB teams, and basically that's how Myst grew. Myst grew from us playing, and we were such an amazing team. It was unreal. We beat everybody we played against, and I think that's how we basically grew our fan base. We uploaded to YouTube, and everyone was seeing it, and everyone was like, "Wow, these guys are really good." But then Andrew had to go back to work. John finished school, so time was really bad for us. And then, because me being from the UK, I couldn't really get on much. So it kind of died down, and then me and Andrew decided to stop playing and kind of take over the organisation as owners. and then the 360 team died out, and now we don't have a 360 team. So yeah, and then from that, we decided to pick up Gage. This guy here. Gage was a big fan. He was always tweeting us saying, "Wow, you guys are doing amazing. You guys are doing really well." And Andrew came up to me one day and he was like, "Gage is amazing. We should actually bring him on to the organization as like a kind of manager role or something." And I was like, "Wow, that is such a great idea. We totally should." And yeah, Gage, take it away.
Hi guys, I'm Gage, or otherwise known as Miss Knight. Let's see. My competitive story is kind of not much of a story. I was never really much of a competitive player. I mean, I played Call of Duty since COD 4. I've been playing forever. I was decent. I was never too good enough to get into it. I played with Andy. Me and Andy live in the same town. I went to high school with him. He's been a good friend of mine for a long time. We would play on and off with each other, and he'd always play with some bigger teams and guys that actually knew what they were doing. So it was kind of intimidating to me, but I've always followed the competitive scene, and so I've always seen him play, and I've always admired it. Well, I'm big on Twitter and everything, and on social networks, and then so I saw Kindred Gaming come about, and I saw Andy tweeting about it and everything, so I followed them, and I saw that Andy was actually getting out there and actually making a team and making a name for himself. So I publicized it, because I figured I wasn't going to be a player. I suck. My internet connection sucks. Like, I can't even have my Xbox on right now because I wouldn't be able to do this call. It was just bad enough to the point where I wanted to help. I wanted to publicize everything, and so I did. And when they were Kindred Gaming, and then they turned into Myst, and they got even more big. They got even bigger, and so I just continued to publicize. It was like, I wanted to help him. I wanted to help my buddy Andy out and everything, and it seemed like the team was just doing phenomenal. And so kept publicizing. Next thing you know, I get a text message from Andy, and he's like, "Hey, dude, I have a proposition for you." And I'm like, "What's up?" He's all, "Me and Connor were talking. We were thinking, do you want to be a manager?" And my first thought was, I've never managed anything in my life, but I thought, why not? It's an opportunity, and it would give me the opportunity to help them out as a team. And so they brought me on, and I was extremely grateful for it. And ever since then, the organization's just been building. I'm mostly in charge of, I'm not on too often because I work a lot, but when I am on, I'm usually in charge of, you'll see me a lot on Twitter. I'll tweet back to a lot of different things. I also basically do sponsorships, anything that has to do with like complete management material. That's basically me, and then I play with the guys as much as I can.
Yeah,
that's my story.
And picking up Gage and bringing Gage on as a manager is one of the best decisions we've ever made. The organization runs runs so smooth, and everything goes so well, and how big we're growing is just amazing. Like, we've gained so much support in like such little time. It's just amazing. And we thank every one of you guys. You're there. No, not you. Him. Right there. Yeah, we thank all you guys. You guys are amazing. We love all the support we get. I know Andrew does because he's always smiling. He's always checking his phone like, But yeah, so thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked it, subscribe, like down there. Yeah, I love you. I love you, Gage. I love you, Andrew.
Love you guys.
I love you.
Love you all.
Thank you so much for watching, and peace out. Bye bye.